The team is welcomed to the Hall of Fame by Bob Curlin and Clyde Drexler, and speaking on behalf of the team is Captain Harry Flournoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Texas Western. And in addition to Harry, also representing the team, Neville Shedd, Louis Bedoin, Willie Cager, Dick Myers, Togo Raley, Eddie Mullins, Freddie Schwacke, Jerry Armstrong, Willie Worsley, David Lattin, Bobby Joe Hill's widow Tina, and Coach Don Haskins' wife Mary.
First of all, I want to thank the Hall of Fame for this great honor, but I have to take exception to something that Coach Williams said, and I have to tell him, Don Haskins put a whole team in the Hall of Fame. In 1966, we had 8 black players, 4 white players, and 1 Hispanic player. And our only purpose was to be the best team in the country. We did not have a social agenda at that time. We were only thinking about winning the championship. We thought we had the best team in the country. We knew that the following year there was a team with a young man on it. I can't think of his name now, but they said that if freshmen could play, that UCLA would have won it that year. But let me tell you something. We were determined, and I'm sorry, Kareem, we'd have beat you guys that year too. But anyway, we worked hard together on the court, and we had a lot of fun together off the court, all of us. We weren't separated. It wasn't 3 blacks and 4 blacks over here and the whites there and the Hispanic here. We were together, not only as a team, but we were like brothers. And like I said, we didn't have a social agenda, but God had a hand in that. And he chose us to open doors. He chose us to open the door to all people, not just African Americans, but to all people who were oppressed, all people who were having doors slammed in their face because of race or gender or any other reason. He chose us, and we handled that. We handled that as a team. There were so many people that we have to thank for helping us get through that season. Coach Haskins and Coach Iba, they were dedicated, and they worked hard. They worked us to make us a team, because you can't just put talented people out and think you're going to win games. It takes dedication, it takes discipline, and it takes direction. And he gave that to us. Jerry Bruckheimer, Jim Gardner, the Walt Disney family, and the cast and crew of Glory Road, we thank them for putting out an outstanding movie and not compromising us in the process. We give them a lot of thanks. Stephen B. Tredenick, we always wonder what the B stood for. I know it stands for busy now, because he's the one who made this possible. He asked the question, all these awards that we've been getting, why not the Hall of Fame? Why not the Hall of Fame? And then he set out and worked hard and made this a reality. We thank Joe Gomez, a forgotten person in this. But Joe Gomez, 20-some-odd years ago, decided that we were not going to be forgotten for what we've done, not only for the city of El Paso, but for the whole country. And he had a reunion that was so successful that he had to have several more after that. We want you to understand this. understand this, that we did what we did because it was necessary. When you go back into those days and you know that these guys played hard, and we played the game because it was an escape for us. It was an escape from the reality of the times. It was when people would tell you what you couldn't do. People would tell you that you can't put 5 black players out on the floor at the same time. They would ask the question, why? Because they're black. You can't have 5 black players out there and think that one of them is going to lead the team. Why? Because they're black. If you put 5 black players out there, when the game gets tight, they're going to quit on you. Why? Because they're black. We had to break that. We proved that a farce, a fallacy. But we want you to also know that it wasn't just about the black players on that team. It was about the whole team. Because sometimes the 4 white players and 1 Hispanic player are forgotten. But unless all of us work together, we would not have accomplished what we did. We're so glad when we look at today's game and we see the diversity in today's game. It does our hearts good. But we want you to understand one thing. It's a commitment that you have to make to give back to that game. It's not about the money. It's not about the material things. Those are highly overrated. It's about giving back things that was given to you. We thank you again for this great honor. We will always cherish this. We want you to understand this also, that all things are possible. You only have to believe. Thank you again. Bobby Joe, we're home. God bless you.